Hello, everybody. So it is finally here. Nine Realms Season 2. Yes. So I'm sorry it took me so long. I've had other things have been very busy for me, but I finally I just got done binging all the season, and there's a lot of thoughts in my mind. Now, something I know that a lot of YouTubers are probably going to be ripping into this season. At the same time, it has lots of pros and cons. I do not want to end things on a sour note, so I will go into my criticisms first. Number one, why does Eugene have to exist? You will know why when you meet him. I'm just like, okay, that's all I should probably say. I'm just like, okay. There are some other characters that I found annoying on a far less um of a note. One like Buzzsaw, I am definitely getting very hard Dagger the Deranged vibes. So it's like we are definitely trying to fill that role in a very unexpected fashion. Though is it? I am honestly unsure. But I understand where that was. I will say that there were lots of people interaction things that had me uncomfortable. At the same time, I feel like Alex and I are cut into very similar cloth, except for the fact that I have no clue about technology, so I guess not so. But there was a lot of things which I felt was people going out of their bounds. But at the same time, that was one of the focuses of the season. The first season was bringing everybody together, and this season was trying to figure out what we're supposed to do now that we're together, now that we're here. A lot of things of people making rules and apparently not letting other people know of the rules that were made and feeling that they need to hold other people accountable. That was something that had me very uncomfortable. Though I know that a lot of that has to do with my background and experiences I've had. This isn't something that all viewers across the board would have. But at the same time, it's like there were definitely a lot of things where people were kind of. I was cringing. At the same time, I cringe with a lot of people's stuff, but I feel like one thing about this show, I'm at a disadvantage. Like I grew up with How to Train Your Dragon as a child. I saw the first movie. I was probably I'm trying to remember. I'd have to do math and look up when How to Train Your Dragon came out, but I want to say I was very similar age to Hiccup when it came out, and I very much related to Hiccup, and I've was very much emotionally in very similar range as a lot of the How to Train Your Dragon characters. And then the second movie came out, and I was older, but they were older and they were being more mature too. And then again with the third movie, people talking about How to Train Your Dragon was very good at aging with its audience. Yes, it did, and aged up with me, and it was my life. At the same time, this is a new cast, this is a younger cast. These are the shows that are going to have that our kids are going to grow up with, and that makes me feel really old. But it's just like, oh my goodness, these are younger things, and true, not our kids, but younger people, kind of in between, are probably similar and are going to relate a lot to these characters. So I do need to understand that these characters did not age along with side me. They're further back, but we all are there at some point, you know? And we need to have these characters there for the next generation. So I need to keep that in mind. I do wish, like, there's a bit of like, I wish the people were better written, and there were some amazing lines, and there's some awesome moments, and there were some really cool things. Like, there are pros and cons to this. Now, as far as episodes go, I will say that I came in expecting to hate the first episode. I didn't quite hate it. I'm kind of neutral to it. It exists, and I could see myself watching it again to show someone else, or to not walking out of the room if somebody turned it on. I know that's not the highest praise. There were some really cool moments in that episode. Like, there were some really, really fun things, to be honest. I do think the whole thing about dragons with fire out of horns on their head is so completely, like, biologically unrealistic. Like, there can be structures for that, but I can't see that really working with how these dragons are structured. It just comes across as tacky to me, but there's that. The second episode also was struggling, in my opinion, with tacky human interactions. But at the same time, I did enjoy that more than the unicorn episode, even though that isn't saying much. After that, though, wow. Now we are time to go into the pros of the season. Like, after that, like, okay, there were still, like, yeah, we have teenagers acting like teenagers. I guess that's what teenagers do. I was a teenager once doing what teenagers do once as well. But oh my goodness, like, it had its stride. It was going strong, and I loved it. I will say, like, actually this morning I was talking to one of my friends who was a teacher about the season coming out, and about, like, pros and cons for children's shows, and our opinions of their effects in general. And, like, one thing that was brought up was the common Disney trope of the parent always dies. And honestly, like, we've seen that in How to Train Your Dragon as well. Like, a parent always dies, and that causes some kids to have stress and anxiety over a parent dying, which can happen, but is not as common as is portrayed in media. So they were talking about, like, let's have more realistic relationships with parents. And this is a struggle, because, like, one of the things about, like, one of the reasons why this trope was created was the whole, like, you're trying to have your adventure, you want your heroes to be younger, because younger people have more time to be consuming media, and you want someone that they can relate to, but you also want to realistically have the parent not do it. Like, why would the like, honestly, if the end of the world's about to happen, and you've got a 12-year-old and an adult, why are the adults just letting the 12-year-old deal with it, you know? Like, this is a major struggle in a lot of things, which is why a lot of parents die in media. One thing that was brought up, unfortunately, was the fact that, like, a lot of kids, like, a way to deal with this, that is something that a lot of kids have to deal with, is divorce, which is a really sad thing. It's like, I wish it was something that never happened, but a lot of things should never happen that do. It's like this, like, we had really good moments with these kids with their parents. We had brought up the issue and the effects and the problem of having parents who are divorced. We had, like, everything. Me and and my friend were talking about what we'd like to see as far as um parent to child interactions in media. What like just this morning, not having seen this season, was in the season. It's like, there we go, that was cool. um like, true, that's definitely getting a bit deep, but yeah, like that was just like kind of like really fun. Though, like, yeah, this season was very much in about interactions, trying to figure out hierarchy, trying to figure out the proper way to react to things, trying to figure out how to deal with both yourself and with your friend when there's stress and traumatic situations going on. There was a lot of misunderstandings and not paying attention, not listening, and what can that can deal with. I will say there was a little bit like, I didn't like how much it was like you need to do everything with other people and tell everybody everything and to be a friend. Like, I do feel that that you have a right to your time and your information, but there were some valid things. Like, that's a very tricky topic to go over. Um, like, it's like, yeah, it definitely was really rough starting on, but we had we like the humans had good arcs, the dragons had good arcs. I love the facial expressions of the dragons. Like, oh my goodness, and we got their personalities, and I really like, yeah, like, oh my goodness. I talked about Thunder's facial expressions before. Like, all of them had them, and Thunder had more, and they all had a lot, and like, and like the dragons had personalities, and they had to say things too. Like, and there was a line where it's like, um, this isn't just one dragon rider and the three um um inconsequential companions or something like that. And I feel like that's kind of I feel like that was kind of a jab at How to Train Your Dragon and showing that this is they're capitalizing on this strength. This is what they've got, and everybody had a time to shine, and everybody contributed. Even the dragons, even without their riders, like that, like they had their own brains and they were figuring things out just as much as the humans. And I really enjoyed seeing that. And I really liked, like, okay, they had lots of run-ins with dragons. The There's only one that could really maybe could be portrayed as a villain. And if so, and if I'm correct, it's one with a very long-rooted grudge. Where, yeah, a very long-rooted grudge due to one of Hiccup's mistakes. And I thought it was really fun. Like, if this is the case, which I really hope, I really like the mirroring of the fact that we have Tom traumatized by what he did to a dragon and realizing that we need to step up to be kinder and protect the dragons instead of viewing them as enemies, and then ending the season with a dragon that caused Hiccup to make the same realization. I'm like, I really hope that this is the same scroll going on. I am like, oh my goodness, and oh my goodness. But yeah, like, we have mirroring, we have foreshadowing, we had some really good like scientific things going on where I'm like, yeah, this is geology with things like there were some things where I'm like, oh, this is like that, and then it was that. I'm like, there we like there were a lot of things that I do not expect of um TV shows based off of movies, because honestly I consider most of them cash grabs and usually try not to watch them, but this one is saying that it's there. Oh my goodness, and I'm supposed to be going through pictures. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like we had a wonderful, like we had a really good cast. Everybody had their time in the front. Alex is my favorite by far. Okay, Alex and the Skrill. But yeah, it's like, but honestly, like, okay, yeah, the Skrill episode, that was intense. But like, there were so many, like aside from the two, like, first two, like, I want to say all of the episodes were really good. And we had lots of good moments going on. And we had climaxes, we had a good arc. Like, this was a team bonding arc for this season. And we did it well. Okay, this picture reminds me. We just showed up with saddles. I don't know when the saddles happened, but I guess everybody but Toothless's saddle, their saddles just show up too. So I'm just like, well, there are saddles now. I was kind of hoping to see them try to figure out how to make the saddles, try to smuggle the materials out of camp without people noticing, but they have saddles now. They're cool saddles, except for Plowhorn does not have a saddle. But yeah, then we had new dragons, and aside from the bubble horns, I liked all these new dragons. They were really cool. We had a lot of things, and yeah, aside from the squirrel, like, no, like, and even the squirrel, I don't really want to count as a villain, but like, even though D'Angelo kept on calling lots of dragons evil, they showed them in a light to show that they were not. Like, they were natural beings. They're trying to take care of themselves, their families. They have emotions. A lot of things we're dealing off of either just natural needs or misunderstandings, and that, yeah, like, these are creatures. I really like seeing that, and I really like seeing how things can be different at different stages, and we can go through rough times, but that doesn't mean we're bad people. I really, really enjoyed that. That was really cool. Another thing was, this was gorgeous. True, there were some moments of kind of clunky animations. Once again, it was the last episode, but at the same time, those clunky animations would probably be good animations for the first season. Like, we had water, we had smoke, we had so many, like, gorgeous moments. I really want to try to, like, screenshot them so I could put them into this PowerPoint. I couldn't figure out how to do it, and it's probably, like, best that I don't spoil them, but oh my goodness, there are so many wallpaper. Like, there's so many gorgeous, amazingly done things. Like, okay, if it was a movie, but at the same time, like, they were amazing things. Like, probably, like, I probably wouldn't have complained about them being in a movie. Like, at the same time, I probably would have put it to a bit higher standard as a movie to call it gorgeous. But honestly, like, I was just like watching it and I was blown away, and I loved, like, so many amazing visuals. Okay, people are gonna roast me on that because if it was a movie, they would be even more amazing. But oh my goodness. And we had amazing scenery. We had really well done action. There was like one action shot where I was just like, had to watch it 3 times, where it was like, this was so smooth with so much going on. It was just like that was beyond what I expected from me in a movie, just to be clear. Like there's still, like, yeah, this is a TV show. They do have a lower budget. They have to do more on less a budget. But and faster. Like, oh my goodness, it's just been a couple months. But this was the bar was way higher than I expected. Let's just say that. It was good. I want to say this is the best animated TV spin-off from a movie I've seen yet. I enjoyed it. Like, it took us lots of places through lots of biomes, and we had good scientific accuracy and so many things. And that is Warriors and Thought. But yeah, Now from here, oh my goodness, I can't wait till season 3. We now, like, we have our group and now we have directions. We know where we're going from here, what our goals are at least. And I am excited to see these goals. I am so excited. And yeah, if this has anything like the second season, I am excited. As long as it's not all the bubble horn episode. I don't need more of that. But at the same time, that is for a different audience than me. I understand. But like this episode, it had me like, there were like definitely frustration, especially with the bubble horns and Eugene. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, guys. But like there was frustration, there was awe and wonder and tranquility. There was excitement. There was on the edge of my seat. There was like thrill factor, like holding my breath. There was laughter. There was like oh my goodness, and everybody has everybody was having character arcs. And okay, I love Alex. At the same time, I, aside from technology where I don't know nothing, like I feel like we feel like I like she is like, I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel a bond with her. But with so many emotions and done intensely. And yes, some of them like yeah, some of them was frustration, but at the same time it was also like this will take you on an adventure and leave you breathless and make you wonder, why does Eugene exist? And cheer, and there were stakes, and make you think about different perspectives and why people are coming from different angles, which is something I think we need more of in media. And yeah, this is still a TV show, which is a spin-off, which was done in just like a couple months. But I think this one delivered. For what it is, it delivered, and I am excited to see more. I will be trying to do more episodes, or not episodes, but like videos discussing the episodes more in depth later. Not right now. But yeah. Right on, everybody. This is exciting. Hope you have a good day. Bye.